Okay, we're here. We're cool. We're chill. We're fun. Whatever. Blah blah blah. I like turtles. Today, welcome.
Watch the last episode to find out more.
Yeah, watch the last episode. It's up on YouTube right now.
Hang on.
Anyway, today, welcome to episode 81 of the Beyond Pixels podcast. Today, we are talking about a very interesting topic. What if we lived forever? How would things be? What would you do? Would you want to live forever? So watch through the whole episode to find out how each of us feels about that.
Seeming unable to join. Maybe make sure that it's updated. Okay. Well, the topic actually came up because last episode, what was the name of the turtle that's like the oldest
Jonathan.
animal on? Jonathan. Yeah, Jonathan,
The 192-year-old, I think he's 192.
Yeah,
turtle.
that was really where we got the idea for this topic this week. It was just 190. What could you see in just in that span of time? Let's start there. What would you see in 192 years?
You would have seen the rise and fall of many different civilizations and countries. Soviet Union, you would have seen the end of the Soviet Union. You would have seen the creation of the first computer and all of technology expand to where it is today. Would have seen people walk on the moon. The first space flight, all the way to people landing on the moon and walking on the moon, to rovers landed on different planets.
Okay, 1833. So 1833, yeah, you would have actually been around during like the Emancipation Proclamation, Civil War.
You would have seen a lot of things.
World War II. Yeah.
With that,
and he didn't warn us about any of it.
So let's start off. So, assuming you were going to live forever, and the only way, and you have no way that you can die. Let's assume that for this whole episode here, okay? How would you spend your time? What would you do with your infinite life?
Follow-up question. Is there a way for us to fast forward time?
No. You have to live time.
You have second by second,
exactly
just like
it is.
everybody else, Stealth. You can't cheat.
And keep in mind this simple little fact. So think back to when you were in elementary school. The days felt like they were going by so fast. The years felt like they were so short. But now, once you're an adult, the days feel like they drag on, the years feel like they drag on, and the longer you're alive, the worse that gets. And the reason for that is each day when you were 10 was a small percentage of your entire life. Now, if you're from 10 to 20, so a day when you're 10 is twice, or it's half as much of a percentage of your life when you're 20 as it was when you were 10. So there's some science behind all that and how it works and why we all just feel like the days get longer and longer and longer the longer we're here.
I wish I felt that way. I feel like time's going by fast.
Okay, I may have a solution. It just came to mind. Okay, but I need clarification on one thing, Turtle. Even if we're living forever, do we still require to sleep? Is sleep a requirement? Okay.
Your life is just how it is now. Life continues how it is. But no matter what you try to do to stop it, you continue living. There was actually the TV series that I watched recently that actually goes along with this idea. And just the premise of the show was this guy was shot by a gun on a slave ship in like the 1800s, and he came back to life, and he always just comes back to life in the nearest body of water whenever he dies. And he's always naked. He doesn't have anything with him, but that's not really important for this. It's the
Okay.
raw idea of it.
Yeah,
So
I see it.
no
I
matter
see it.
what you do, you continue living.
Well, okay. So my idea was my way around that is cryogenic freezing. I would just basically put myself into a cryogenic coma, and I would never ever wake up. I would just continuously be asleep.
That's boring.
I would
But
still
those don't
technically
That-
still be
the
living.
the science for that
But-
does not currently exist and function.
Yeah,
so
but
you
people
would-
have been.
You would yes, they have been, but they are dead. They are dead at that point.
But they're
so
dead,
you would
but
come
I'm
back
not.
to life. Okay, if you put yourself in a position that any non-immortal person would be dead, you can't. You just come back to life. You're still alive the whole time.
So cryogenic freezing's off the table, is what you're saying.
Yes,
Yes.
any of the loopholes that you
Okay,
can think
so-
of are off the
okay.
table. You come back to life. You are
I'm
still
just saying it
alive
was
the
a
entire
pretty
time.
good loophole, if you ask me, if it actually works.
But you don't get any of the loopholes. You don't get to use any loopholes. So don't even try to use a loophole for this.
My
This
other
is-
one, you were out
Yep.
of the room when me and Sobe talked about it, but we talked about, what if I threw myself into a star or the sun?
At the point that you die, you would just come back on Earth. Let's go with that for this thought process, this thought idea.
There's no workaround to circuitry. You just respawn.
Yes, exactly. So we're gonna go by the I can't remember the name of the. I wish I knew. I wish I could remember
Control.
the name of the show. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Because you guys are gonna want to watch this after this, I bet.
Wait. Describe it. I may know it. I think I know which show you're talking about. If it's the same one that I'm thinking of.
Well,
Also, I just
I'm
read
not
chat.
gonna lie.
Apparently, Vampy is having connection issues.
Vampy, just reset your router and see if that works. I hate ads. I thought that said I hate. I'll be honest. I thought that said I hate AIDS. I misread
AIDS
that.
fucking suck.
AIDS does suck. Absolutely. We don't like AIDS.
Okay, the show is called Forever. Came out in 2014.
I've never seen it. Okay,
I
wrong
think.
show.
Wait, no, not that one. Fuck, what's it called?
Wait.
Okay, yeah, it is Forever. It is Forever from 2014. Yep. A guy named Henry Morgan. Yep. Okay. So he.
also Kanye West.
That's sort of what we're gonna base this on. So. With that, now that we've got that out of the way, no loopholes, nothing like that can be used. There's no way for you to end your life.
Okay, so basically,
no
how would
loopholes allowed. Don't even try. What would
How
you
would
do
we-
with your time?
You know what? I think I would start with books. I think I would start with reading books, reading as much and collecting as much information as I can. And when I ran out of books, I'm going to start making my own books.
But you wouldn't run out of books. You would never run out of books.
That's actually not a bad
Because-
point.
And that's just like YouTube. Every minute, there's hours of content uploaded to YouTube.
You want to know how many per minute? I have the number for that. How many?
How much is
How many
it?
minutes? It's 500 hours of content per minute.
Yeah.
That's
So you will
82
never run
years
out.
of
You will
content
never
per
run
day.
out of things to watch. You'll never run
Someone
out of things
did
to
the
read.
math.
You'll never run out of any of that. So with that, so you could read books, but you'll never run out of them. And you're gonna get bored of reading at some point. If you're reading books for 100 years, every day, all day, you're just gonna get bored of it. There's no way that you don't.
Wait,
You
there's no way
underestimate the
this can
power
be
of bookworms, Turtle.
Turtle. There's no way this can be correct. You have to you have to Google it yourself. But I asked how many different books on Earth. Currently, the number they gave me was 170 million different books. I think it's higher than that.
Definitely.
But it says UNESCO data suggests about 2.2 million new books are published every single year, according to Love Books Review. But what? No, there's got to be way more than 170 million books. I mean, how many? Who's been writing? We've been writing books for how many years?
Yes.
Like since the year 3000 BC or something?
Those are just what's published.
Oh, okay.
And those don't include like news articles, newspapers, things like that. It is just published novels or things like that. I don't think that would even include like scientific papers. So I mean, you're no matter what, if you're going to read things, you're going to get bored of it over time. So what are you going to move on to after that?
I would say if you're asking me after books, I'm basically going to move on to like, I don't know. If I travel the world, I'm going to see every part of the world probably 1 million times. So I don't know if traveling would work. Let's see.
Well, traveling every like 10 years to a new place, meeting new people, would almost be a requirement to keep people from knowing that you're immortal. Because in this scenario, you're the only person that you know of that is immortal and never dies.
I have a question.
Book about that. I just cannot for the life of me remember what it was called.
If you actually had, okay, let's say this would be like a let's say a Mr. Beast challenge. Would you spend 10,000 years in a cabin and never allowed to leave, never allowed to open the door? 10,000 years. That's the challenge. You cannot go outside. You have to stay inside the cabin.
No, I would get bored of that within a year and just want out of it. So no, I wouldn't. So you know how I would spend my time. Let's go with that, and that might give you some ideas too.
All right, I'll hear it. Yeah.
I would research heavily into some scientific thing, probably space or something big. Learn everything I can about it, and get into a scientific field, because a lot of science. And think back to Da Vinci. A lot of the things that he invented and came up with are just gone because he's no longer there. When he died, a lot of his work was lost. So if you could become the subject matter expert in some field and just, change yourself up every 20, 30 years, come back, move to a different place, whatever, and keep going, you would be the subject matter expert on that thing for thousands of years and know every little detail about it. You could even just look into history and memorize history, travel the world and witness history being made, write it down yourself, publish books under pseudonyms for thousands of years. But this all kind of comes into, you're still in the hands of money. So to do all of these things, you have to have the money to be able to do them. So what are you going to do to make the money?
Well, I can't starve to death and I can't die of thirst, so I think I'm going to save money on that front.
But you're going to suffer.
I'm going to suffer,
every
yes.
second.
He's here.
So you're not going to really be able to accomplish anything then.
Here's the thing, if I drink river water like from the Amazon, it's not going to kill me because I will live forever.
No, but you're going to be suffering the whole time. You're going to suffer. You can still get sick, you can still get injured, you can still suffer from things. You just can't die.
Kind of.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. That's like
exactly.
That's not a gift. That's a curse.
So exactly. So you wouldn't want to do things that put yourself in harm's way because you're going to feel it. Now. You're going to be sitting there for thousands of years just suffering if you do that. So you're not going to want to do that. You're going to want to continue doing exactly what you do today, basically, but with the knowledge that you're going to live forever.
Foxy, is there a problem? Bud, you good?
He saw the debate going on between you two and got nervous.
No, there was no
Understandably
debate. I was just asking a question. That was it.
We're still sort of at the beginning where I'm explaining
Trust
the
me.
quirks of
When
the idea.
I start raising my voice, that's when it's a debate.
No, at that point, it's an argument.
So, no, you're not going to want to. You're not going to want to suffer. You're not going to be able to accomplish anything if you are just suffering your entire life.
Okay, so
Which is
basically, I live forever,
infinite.
but I still suffer all the same conditions that an average human being would, such as sickness.
Yep.
If I have cancer, I still feel the cancer. I still feel all of the
Yep.
sickness that an AIDS patient would. Okay. All
In
right,
this
gotcha.
case, in this circumstance, if a regular person were to die, you will be born again, come back to life, and be renewed at the age you are right now.
Well, that's
exactly
not
how you
living
are right
forever
now.
if I'm borning or
That-
respawning, dude.
You're not respawning fresh. You still have all of the knowledge, all of the information, all of the memories of what you've done for however long you've been alive, but you just start back where you are right now physically.
So that's
pretty much
not,
every
that's not
rebirth
rebirthing. That's
fiction
not
anime
respawn. That's
ever.
reincarnation. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even reincarnation. It's doesn't matter what it's called. It's just the ideas behind it. Just keep that all in mind for this whole thought-provoking or whatever the fuck we're gonna call this. I don't even know what we're calling this anymore.
What would you do if you lived forever?
Yeah.
Moreover, do you
So-
want to live forever?
Well,
I
Stealth, you
don't
even
want to
haven't
live
explained
forever.
your
So
side.
yeah, that's actually the good
Y'all-
question.
They haven't even explained themselves yet.
If you
We'll
had the
get there.
choice right now to take on that all of these stipulations and live forever, would you? Would you take that choice?
Absolutely not.
I would.
No.
I
Right.
would not, because you also gotta
No.
think, if you're forever is literally forever. You're going to see the sun explode. You're gonna see
it's
our
actually
Earth
5
die. You're gonna see pretty much everything.
You might be there when humanity becomes multi-solar system, multi-galaxy. Teleportation might become a thing.
We just become gas giants.
Faster than light travel of some sort through like wormholes or something like that. You might
That's
witness
it,
all
though.
of that.
Back on the original topic, what would you do, Foxy, if you ended up living forever?
I don't know.
What would you do,
sounds
Stealth?
like a horrible idea to me.
Wait, did somebody
Living
explain
forever.
himself yet?
I win bar bets for the first 20 years, drinking as much as I possibly can, getting alcohol poisoning, and just winning bets nonstop until I gain my first million. Because you gotta realize, if what Turtle is saying is what he's trying to, I can't really hide the fact that I have one hand. It's gonna be real hard to explain to everybody, oh no, yeah, I was related to him after he died. I was his bastard child. Missing the same arm? Yeah.
Give me 2 seconds.
Well,
You'd
with-
get
with
into
how
some
prosthetics
freak,
are going, you wait like 5 or 10 more years, you could probably get like an actual like prosthetic as skin graft. So who knows?
Someone pay attention to chat, please,
Yeah.
because gaming is the way to deal with eternity. New games come out like every other year. I don't know if
Yeah,
I would want to
but,
spend my
I mean,
entire life
so-
time gaming.
If
I
you
would.
were given the choice right now, today, to live forever, I would take it. I would find a way to make a fuckload of money within the next 30, 40 years, become the richest person alive, but hide that wealth. Hide it in like gold, silver, precious metals. Hide most of it in that and just live with maybe $500,000 in available cash. Also hidden from the banks as well, because you have to keep in mind, if you're going to live forever and hide that you're living forever, you're going to have to start a new identity every 30 or so years.
Or you can do
Move
it
to
at
a new
60.
place. We're all in our 20s or 30s, so you have
I
30
know,
or
but
40 years.
You have just for
I'm
men,
not
dude. You can
20
color.
yet.
You can color your hair.
You're
You
close
can
enough.
color your beard
I'm
and
doing
stuff
that
like
right
that.
now for the rest of this year.
You're close enough.
I am embracing my gray.
So
That's
you know,
part of
you-
why we're doing it, because I'm starting to gray out.
So every 30 to 40 years, you would have to start a new life somewhere. Right?
Yeah.
And at the point that you can travel into other worlds or other galaxies or anything like that, you would probably want to be one of the people taking that choice and doing that, so that you can get away from everything and everyone that knew you and start even more fresh there.
My dad's calling me. I'll be right back.
You good. That actually leads into what I would do, Turtle. Because I would take that time just to study civilization, how it changes 100, 200, 300 years from now. Just what all goes on when I'm supposed to be in the dirt, you know?
You could also go take 20, 30 years, whatever, hide off in some third world country where, yeah, you might get sick and renew yourself again and again and again, but you can hide a little easier there for a few hundred years until all the third world countries are technological countries. Because at some point, the whole world is likely to become one giant civilization with high-end technology. Like, I mean, if we look at what most wars are about right now, it's about that country has something that I want.
We're not going to get into that. Vampy did say that he would live forever and he'd help develop space travel, so that kind of leads into that too.
Yeah, that's kind of where I would be at too. I would try to learn as much as I can about space, travel, science, things like that, because those are the fields that are going to continue to exist forever, basically.
Yep.
And we're right now living in a crazy time. Where things are changing so much more rapidly than they have any time in history. So now, would you, if you were told you can live forever and you didn't know that there was no way out, Circuitry's already said that he would try to find a way out.
Yeah.
But would you, if you knew you were living forever, would you try to find a way out?
Eventually, you'll have no choice. The universe will end eventually. The universe isn't forever. Every atom is slowly breaking down.
Not entirely true.
So, science says that the universe does have an ending point where time no longer exists, because nothing will exist.
Not entirely true. You're thinking of the heat death of the universe, where entropy meets its end, and there is no randomness left.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Entropy is randomness. But that is at least billions, trillions of years out.
Yes, but like I said, eventually you won't have a choice. Anyways, now back to your original question. Probably not. I probably wouldn't try to find a way out. I would most likely test a bunch of different theories at that point. Space travel becomes a thing. I would see what the hell happens if I jump into a black hole.
Yeah. So in some of the episodes, what's it called? In that show Forever, part of it is about him trying to find a way to break the cycle, break the loop, and end it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just doesn't exist. But so here's the big thing. Here's the really, really big thing. The big thing that I have multiple extra bullet points on. What would the biggest struggle be for you living forever?
Personal relationships, immediately.
Yep. I would have to agree.
That is
Because
literally
unless that
point number.
Yeah,
That is
because-
point number one.
Yeah, because if you live forever and nobody else around you does,
It's loneliness.
how are you? Yeah, exactly. How are you? Like, how would you be able to hold on to that? Trick question. You
Eternal
fucking
depression.
can't.
That's what that would be.
Exactly.
Eventually, though, you would just get used to it. I would think
No.
you would
don't
get
think
used
I
to the
could.
idea.
I have way too much compassion, Turtle.
If you're spending thousands of years watching everyone around you die, and every civilization around you die and end, and the wars and everything, destroying everything you knew, eventually you would just come to terms with it.
I mean, that's
Anyway.
different than friends and family, though.
Yeah.
Well, that's friends, family, everything dies around you. Everything.
Yeah, but it's the fact that you have to sit there and watch. And sometimes, depending on if you have to go into hiding because somebody's understanding how old you are, you may have to leave before anybody else actually leaves before you.
I'm a fragile
Yeah.
boy, Turtle.
You know what that reminds me of? Have y'all ever seen the movie Bicentennial Man?
No.
Yes.
It was the story of a machine, an android who slowly turned himself into a human being, like with nerves, with actual working organs and stuff. And eventually he added a blood transfusion to himself, and he became the oldest living being on the planet at 200 years old.
I thought you were about to say a cock.
No. It's Robin Williams, by the way, played the part. It's one of my favorite films.
It is a pretty good movie.
By the way, his birthday just passed recently. Happy
Yeah.
birthday to the belated Robin Williams.
Speaking of legends that have passed on.
Ozzy Osbourne, of course, and at the time we're recording this podcast, Hulk Hogan also passed away.
Yep.
My childhood heroes. You know,
You
Ozzy
would
Osbourne
see-
gave me my first
see all
nightmare.
You would see all of the people, all of the famous people, everything die around you. And I think between losing everyone you meet over time, whether that's family, friend, or whatever, everyone you know, losing them over time, technology rapidly evolving and changing around you, that's going to be another big struggle. I mean, just look at the people in their 60s or 80s right now. A lot of them struggle to grasp the current technology and what's possible.
So normally,
I mean,
Not you,
just
Dad.
go
You
and
keep
look
it
at
up.
Facebook. Just go look at Facebook, and you'll find like AI posts, AI images, or AI stories or whatever, and everyone being like, "Oh my God, it's so sad that actually happened," and they don't grasp that it's all fake.
Yeah. Why
So
I'm thankful my
normally
dad
I-
majors in technology.
I would agree with you. However, our time is slightly different. We understand technology. The
We
people
understand,
in their
but
60s
no,
and 70s
don't think. Oh yeah,
were
Sobi,
What?
Sobi, pause for a second here. We understand the technology that we've grown up with. We're still young enough that we're still growing up with the technology rapidly expanding. Our parents and our grandparents and our great-great-grandparents, they grew up seeing technology slowly expanding in their lifetime. So it's sort of going to be the same thing for us even in our lifetimes. I expect us to, a lot of people our age right now, when they're in their 60s and 70s, are going to struggle to grasp the technology that's coming out at that point. So I don't think it matters
Maybe.
My
comparing
thing
us
is,
to them.
If you plan on living forever, wouldn't you constantly be growing up with the new technology then?
Yes, but so are the people that are in their 60s and 70s. They were growing up with the new technology and they still don't grasp it.
I think what he's saying is like if we're staying our age, we'll be able to grasp it. We won't get like we won't start to forget things.
But is it because of our age? And it's not that they're forgetting things. It's that things are so different for them now than it was when they were our age. So, yeah, I mean, living for thousands of years, you would likely start to be able to figure things out and grasp it, but it's going to take you time. Every time a new technology comes out, you're going to have to relearn that new technology. And you'll be spending a lot of your time just doing that.
Well, that's everything regardless. That's just how it works. If something comes out, no matter what it is, if it's new and unseen, it's going to take time to learn it.
Yeah, well, you got plenty of time to learn it.
Yeah.
So all the time in the world, all the time in the universe.
So I think it's the people you meet that you lose, the technology that comes later on, and then I think the third main key that you're going to struggle with is money. For the first 100 or so years, you're going to probably struggle with money. Figuring things out and figuring out how to transfer your wealth around to keep it.
Just win bar bets nonstop.
Man, I mean, after 100 years, you could learn like little tidbit facts that happened in one specific location at one specific time. Like you could even witness some big thing happen and bet someone like, hey, I bet I know the exact date, time of this random thing that you've never heard of. And they'd have to go look it up and they'd find out, yeah, you're right.
Oh, okay. I mean, at some point you will start to forget things. The human mind can only hold so much information.
Mm-hmm. So let's say you live to, 20 trillion years. Do you think you'd be able to remember what you had in breakfast today?
No, you wouldn't need to remember
this podcast.
Simple things like that.
I think that would vary on just how much your brain is able to process your memory.
And I don't think there is a known limit right now to how much information the human brain can hold.
That limit is death, apparently.
We don't know that yet.
I don't know if you saw this tweet. Do you know the smartest person in the world, IQ of 274? He lives in Asia. But he actually said God is real because the human brain collects information just the same way as a hard drive does. You know, it's data. Data doesn't disappear. It doesn't just go away. It actually does stay. It remains around in remnants. But those remnants have to go somewhere. Right. So when you pass away, those remnants have to go somewhere. Yeah. So he says, because of that, there is a God, there is a heaven, there is a place that you will go.
I'm not really tracking with that, and we're not on that topic anywhere near, but okay.
I know, sure. But I just found that fascinating. The smartest person on the planet
just like, go to church.
Confirms heaven is real.
Also,
what other things are you going to struggle with?
You know what? I want to bring one thing up. All of the stars eventually blacking out, and the entire universe just goes completely dark. We're talking 100 trillion years from now.
Yeah. So what are you going to struggle with? What are you going to struggle with? Let's be a little more specific since you're going wildly out to the very end of the universe. Instead of that, let's say, what are you going to struggle with for the next 5,000 years?
For the next 5,000 years? Stupid people?
Finding a place to live.
Yeah, finding a new place to live every so often to keep yourself secret so that you don't end up being a test dummy for some government or military.
I mean, if you
Like,
if you say
that's another
that I
thing.
still suffer from every disease, stopping cigarettes would be on the top of my list because I don't want to live forever having lung cancer.
Okay, Deadpool.
Well, if the lung cancer were to kill you, you would be refreshed back to how you are right now, physically.
Oh, that's not what you said. That's not what you said.
That is what I said.
Circuitry. You made it sound like we kept all of our diseases.
No. If I said, if it's
Yeah, that's what
something
you said.
that would kill, and I also said, I didn't say you keep all your diseases. I said you can still get diseases. You can get sick. You can get injured. You can get all that. You can get everything a normal person can get. But at the point that a normal person would die, you would be renewed back to where you are right now.
No,
That is what I said. That is exactly what I said. Go back and watch the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes of the podcast, and you will hear me say exactly that.
but that's not what we
We'll do
agreed
that
on
next
as far
week.
as living
That is what we
forever.
agreed on.
There's no such thing as respawning or anything like that. Like
We
no
literally just-
reincarnation.
We literally just made that agreement that we're considering it like that. We
So if I
just made
burn
that
up-
agreement.
I mean,
Well, at that point, then yeah, I wouldn't stop smoking cigarettes, and I would go to the bar every night for the next 50 years, winning bar bets on how much I could drink. And if I die in the alley, fuck it. At least it's in
And
the
you would
alley.
just
and I
sound
still
like
have
a-
money.
you would sound like a wheezy mess because of how many cigarettes you smoked over the past 200 years. Just
Up
200
until you
years.
died.
That's the tell.
Up until you die from it and you regenerate back to how you are right now. We'll call it regeneration.
I want to be Spike Spiegel.
We're just going to call it regeneration. Keep in mind, a lot of the idea of this episode I am basing on, again, this show that I recently watched called Forever. It's a 2014 TV show. Good show. I don't remember where you can watch it, but that's not important right now. But no, you wouldn't. No, Vampy, you would not regenerate every night. It's at the point that a normal person would die, you would instead regenerate back to how you are when this all started. Which, for our sake, we're considering it right now, today.
So you're
Damn,
saying I
torture would
wouldn't
be
get him
like
arm back.
10 times worse.
Yep. And so in the show that I'm referencing this whole time, this show, the guy actually spent like 40, 50 years of his life just testing different diseases and like and different things and different
Oh my God, headset,
ways
please.
of dying. And he kept a diary of how he felt, what he experienced during each of these. So I think any person in that sort of situation is probably at some point going to be like, let's find out what this crazy, like, let's find out what it feels like to die from the bubonic plague. Let's find out what it feels to die from typhoid. Things like that. Like, you're gonna get so bored at some point, you're just gonna do that. I know I
Next
would.
Jackass episode. Today we're going to show you how to catch a bullet.
Oh my
Points for
god.
anyone who knows what I'm talking about.
I don't.
How would you feel like 50,000 years from now? Because if you have absolutely no consequences from, say, breaking your arm, as eventually that arm will just kind of go whoop 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 and then be back to normal.
Well, you'll still feel the pain from it. You'll still feel all of the effects of it. And your body will heal just like any other person's would. But again, when you die, or when you would have died, you regenerate at that point. So if you jump off a building and survive, you're gonna be like that until you die.
Sounds painful.
But for the sake of argument, your memories, your brain never degrades. So I mean, I would 100% go for it. And I would spend the next 100 years, 1,000 years trying to make as much money as I can in hard things that are always going to be worth something in the future. And learn knowledge that can be passed on to other people. Like it would almost be extremely beneficial to become a teacher every 100 years and teach history, teach science, teach something for 30 years. Pass on the knowledge that you have that might not be wrote down perfectly somewhere.
I'm sorry, that's still going based on the assumption that I still wouldn't be depressed that I'm watching those who if I make new friends, those new friends become old friends and old friends become deceased friends.
Yeah, that though, after you watch that happen 1,000 times, is it really going to affect you as much?
I mean, yes, at a point I will become numb to it, but we're talking, it's gonna fluctuate. It's almost like waves, like it's gonna go up and it's gonna go down and it's gonna go up again. It really depends on the mentality of the person.
Yeah, to be fair, at that point, that kind of mentality is you're just keeping friends and families as pets.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be sad when they're gone, but you're not going to care for long because you're just going to get a new one. And I don't think I could live that way.
Now,
yeah, I think...
How would falling in love, having a relationship like that,
I think...
How would that all work?
How many relationships would you have to go through, and how many deaths of your beloved? Like, so let's say I don't know what the male equivalent of a widow is. I don't know what it's called.
It's still a widow.
But
widower.
Basically, let's say you widowed 100,000 times. What's the limit for you? Like 200,000, 300,000? Like, at what point do you just like love isn't worth it?
Well, I feel like most people would probably continue. They wouldn't go seek it out, but if it happens, you
like
would
naturally.
probably. Yeah, if it just happens, you would probably go through with it and eventually let on to your partner that, hey, I don't age, I don't get older, I don't die. So I'll be here until the day you die with you.
And so your goal would then be, so if we're going individually by person to person, let's say like, I fall in love with someone from, I don't know, I'm just going to throw a country. Let's say I go to England and I find a beautiful woman in England. I live with her and I'm there comforting her all the time, right up until her passing day. And she says, "You're just as handsome as the day I met you." And you say, "And you're as beautiful as the day I met you." Right up until her passing, and you repeat that 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 times. At what point does it just become so painful to you that it's just like...
It would be just like losing all of the rest of the people you meet. I think it would just fizzle out and you would stop caring about the end. You would care about what's going on now. And, in reality, more people should live life not worrying about what the future brings them and just worry about the present.
Story of my life.
Well, the thing about living forever is that it doesn't matter what the future brings you because you're still going to be there regardless of what the future brings.
Exactly. So why worry about the future at that point?
Well, because there's a depressive concept of watching your loved ones pass away again and again and again and again, multiple times.
We've already agreed that over time you're going to just become numb to it, and it's not going to matter to you anymore.
You will become numb to it, but again, I said it comes in waves. It's going to go up, and your depression goes up.
I don't know.
And it's going to come down, and your depression comes back down, where you become numb to it again. but it's going to go back up. It just depends on a matter of degree. It's going to vary from person to person. This is a matter of perspective that we're talking about here.
Yeah, and for me personally, I think I've already had enough things happen at this point that I would be just numb to it naturally, really, and it's just not going to matter to me. I'm going to live forever. I'm going to keep living forever. So I'm going to try to make those that I meet and that I enjoy being with for the time that they're there, I'm going to make them get as much enjoyment out of their short life in comparison to mine. I would try to better humanity as a whole.
Well, yeah, of course.
As
Make
well
every
as
person
those that I
happy
meet.
as much as possible. That would be definitely a positive. But at the same time, you also know what the end outcome is in your brain, in the back of your mind. That thought is still there. And it does grow from person to person. So I would say, living forever isn't for everybody.
It definitely depends on the psyche of the person.
Yeah.
So now,
Turtles live hundreds of years, so I imagine this boy has the mentality of a turtle.
Yeah, so the biggest question now that we're going to wrap up with here, and I want you all to answer this. Take as long as you need, as long of a winded sentence or whatever you need to explain your reasoning for it. With everything we've talked about, all of the information, all of the ramifications, if you were given the choice right now, if I could give you life, or if you could have an infinite life right now, starting now, would you take it? Why or why not? Let's start with Stealth.
Of course, you start with me. The point.
I mean, unless someone else
of
has
my
something to
life
go
that I'm
off
in
right away.
now, I'd say no, because I got way too many people to care about to leave them behind as an unliving being. Or I guess undying being.
So you just wouldn't take it because of where you're at now? Okay. Sobi, would you take it?
I wouldn't. No, I would not. I personally think that's a lonely life, living forever. Not having a permanent partner or somebody to be with you at all times. And it just seems lonely to go from person to person.
Okay. Is that it then?
Mm-hmm. Also, I wouldn't
Foxy.
want to live with one hand forever.
Oh yeah,
I'm
can we
gonna
add
say
a
no.
caveat that if he does respawn, he gets his hand back?
Nope, he wouldn't.
Deal.
I mean, if you could, if that was true, if you regenerated your full body and had your hand, would you then reconsider?
Yeah, if you
I'll get
cut
back
off
to you
your
on that.
hand and you got it back.
Okay.
Okay, we'll come back to you then. So, Foxy?
No, I would not take it. Suffering over and over again for however long the universe lives on for does not sound pleasant to me.
And circuitry?
I think you know my answer.
Yours is also no? You wouldn't take it?
I want to see my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, my family, my friends, and everybody that I love. I want to be on the Golden Shores. That's where I want to go.
Then I guess in that case, I am the only person here that would like to live forever. That's actually
Got
kind of
nothing to lose,
crazy.
Turtle.
Well, Turtle, I will ask you a favor. If you do live forever, if you live past me, would you please at least once visit my grave?
I mean, I would probably go to travel the world and go to the graves of everyone that I knew and cared about.
Thank you.
Hope you're ready to deal with Texas.
And I'd
then.
probably do that every 50 to 100 years. There would be random people that get objects left on their graves thousands of years after they're gone that no one else understands why.
Can you put a statue of a Jolly Rancher on my grave? That'd be funny as fuck.
I'll bring you a bag of Jolly Ranchers and put it on your tombstone.
So now, I didn't get a chance to explain
Feed
why.
me some Jolly Ranchers in the afterlife.
Go
All
ahead.
of you gave some valid reasons on why you wouldn't want to live forever. So my reason on why I would take the chance and I would go for it, because I would see, I would meet more people, gain more knowledge than anyone else. I would know more at that point than anyone else in existence. It might not be super specific to a single thing, but I would have broad knowledge of the world. I would see things expand. I would see things that no other person could ever dream of seeing at that point.
You'd boldly go where no one's gone before.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
only
if this was 300 years ago, I would have seen the creation of the U.S. I would have seen the skyscrapers being built, the Statue of Liberty being placed, the Industrial Revolution, everything. So just knowing what I would have seen if this started 300 years ago, knowing what is to come is exciting to me. And not knowing what's to come.
I think the only way I'd say yes to living forever is if I became kind of like the universal doctor. Since I'd be able to constantly regain everything, testing for cures would be... I could test for every single cure on myself, what does work, what doesn't work.
Become the god of medicine.
I could test endless amounts of diseases with just no effect to me. Well, I would know what would happen. I would feel the pain, but also...
There is one thing that I would be worried about the whole time. Forever. And that's if I meet someone that I spend the rest of their life with, at some point they might look at me and be like, I'm too old for you. I can't be with you anymore. And that in itself would be the worst thing. I think that would be the worst thing to live with.
Yeah, that's my reason why I couldn't do it.
Having people choose to leave you instead of you watching them pass. That would definitely be the hardest thing at all to live with. For thousands of years, millions of years, billions of years.
I think you would miss the company of the people that you treasured the most. Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Lovable band of dipshits.
Well, yeah, because I'll admit I can be a fucking annoying, but you still love me.
Become
Don't
a
deny
god
it.
of death. Shut up, Vampy.
I would be leaving fidget spinners on all of your graves.
Bro,
No,
I still
will haunt
have the fidget spinner that you signed for me at TwitchCon 2019 on my wall right behind me right now. I could take a picture of it and send it to you.
I still need to get a turtle fidget spinner and have you sign it. I'm still in the process of that.
I'll tell you what, if
I'll
I
totally
pass,
buy one right now.
if something happens to me in the next 10 years, I will give you my fidget spinner. I'll make sure it's in my will. Yes, it's red, by the way. It's not green.
Vampy
Yeah, I had
says
a-
I'd leave a Game Boy on each of your graves every 100 years.
At some point, you're going to be spending
Good luck
$1 million.
finding one.
Yeah, at some point, you'll end up spending $1 million on each Game Boy to leave.
Yeah, inflation's a bitch, and those are collector's items at this rate.
Yeah,
I'm
the
actually
price on
trying to
those
think
goes up
with
every
one.
year
What would I-
because there's less and less.
Okay, if I lived forever, what would I leave on y'all's graves? Okay, for stealth, a copy of Sonic Heroes.
My least favorite game.
I know, because I know it would piss you off enough to haunt me for the rest of my life. I'm trying to keep your
Unfortunately,
attention
I can
here.
respect that.
For Sobe, I think I'd put a can of Pabst on there just to piss you off as well. Just a can of Pabst, one can, and you're gonna ask me why didn't you put two? For Foxy, I'm gonna put the most hated comment you ever put on my Twitch channel, and I have it saved. I'm not gonna say what it is. And Turtle,
Wait, you have that?
yes, I do. I do have it. Yes.
You have that? Wow, he has that. I hope he has that. That was funny as
Circuitry
shit.
documents.
Not gonna lie.
And for Turtle, I would actually just put I'd be faithful to you. I'd give you a baby turtle for you to take care of in the afterlife.
Mm,
Wait,
So,
does that mean you're gonna
anybody
kill a
else?
baby turtle?
so,
No, I'm going a live baby turtle for him to take care of. Turtle keeps
You
coming
just
back
set
to
it on my
the
grave and
grave.
let it live around me.
Yep, it's gonna that grave is gonna sustain that turtle.
Also,
Okay,
you
anybody
really wanna
else?
piss me off? Just put a Alcoholics Anonymous token on top of my grave.
Oh, an AA. I'll give you
Yeah,
I'll give you a
AA
card that
token.
says like an AA meeting invite.
You bastard.
You know what? You know what I would do?
Well, go ahead.
I'd put a prosthetic arm of the arm you already have on your grave.
Wow!
Oh my god.
Holy shit! Foxy.
Disrespect. Oh my god.
Sobe?
Good luck
You're like
using it in the afterlife,
Perfect
asshole.
dimension.
Sobe?
Is
Your
absolutely
gravestone-
weightless. Can do
Your
everything and anything
gravestone
with
better
it.
have
Copy of
quotes
that.
lefty on it.
Lefty, Nubs, and Hoya.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we
I
pretty
feel
much
like this is that's the pizza commercial from the 90s. What do you want on your tombstone? Pepperoni and cheese, or sausage, onion, and green pepper?
That's how I'd go. All right.
Anyway, I think that's about it for today. This was a really thought-provoking topic today. Made us really
I
think.
like this.
Yeah. Wait, hang on. I got one more thing.
Awesome.
If I could just never forget.
Oh my god,
We managed
I
to
knew
get
that was
through
coming.
without saying that. I'm surprised.
Nice.
I think we all know what the comment is going to be for this video, which is,
Would you
What
live
would you do
forever?
if you
And
lived
so,
forever?
What would you do?
yeah.
Or if
How
not,
do you feel
so-
about living forever?
Anyway,
You know
Excuse me.
I feel bad
Yeah.
for Turtle.
what?
Why do you feel bad for
Because
Turtle?
Turtle wants to live forever. But
Turtles
yeah,
live forever. Are you kidding me? He's gonna outlive
If-
me.
If Turtle lived forever, he probably would still get no bitches. No
He
matter
gets
what.
There's like 64 children and like 500 wives of Turtle Dude on VR chat. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my
Let's
god.
roast Turtle after the podcast.
Actually, no. There's like
Yeah.
1,500 children of Turtle Dude somewhere that he doesn't even
Anyway,
know
we're gonna
illegitimate
let's wrap up.
children.
Let's get this wrapped up. Okay, let's stop
Now I
with the
can say
turtle
fuck it,
roasting.
don't forget.
We already had a turtle roast episode. Anyway, thank you all for being here for episode 81 of the Beyond Pixels podcast. I don't know what we're going to talk about next week yet. We're going to figure that out within the next couple days here, hopefully. Anyway,
Hopefully.
it's always nice to have you guys. Always nice to have very thought-provoking conversations. I'd kind of like to do another thought-provoking one for next week if we can figure out something. Maybe what would you do if you were one of the first colonizers of Mars? That would be a good one.
Couldn't pay me enough right now.
Anyway, thank y'all for being here. We're here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. You can always find every previous episode over on YouTube a week after it's aired on Twitch. And it's over on YouTube under the same name, TurtleDude01. Make sure if you're on YouTube listening to this and you made it this far all the way through, leave a like, comment, subscribe, comment your thoughts on what you would do if you live forever and if you would even take that choice. And I think that's about it. So we're going to go ahead and do the thing we do at the end of every episode.
Interrupt each other?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, what
And
if you
we're
were
gonna start
Forrest
with-
Gump?
We're gonna start with circuitry. So circuitry, show
Got to
yourself.
meet the president. I'm Circuitry. You can find me on Kick and Rumble. I'm going to be dual streaming. I actually have big plans coming at the end of the month and towards August. We're going to be, it's going to be something you want to see. So definitely tune in. You can find all my links on my X account. Go to Twitter and just search SYRKATRII, and you'll find all the links to rumble.com/circuitry and kick.com/circuitry. I'll be dual streaming on both, and I'm very, very excited for what's to come. So should you be.
Okay. And Foxy, do you have anything to show?
Damn.
The fuck?
Let's just do a promotion in two
Okay, I'm
parts.
just gonna-
Join
no,
Open
I'm just gonna
Nubs.
take that as a
No,
no.
don't. Just
Toby?
start moving that way.
Hey, if you want to join Only Nubs, you just got to find me in one of the Game Worlds and VR chat, and I'll gladly invite you to Only Nubs.
We need to find
Thank you.
that old picture for it and get that uploaded onto it. And stealth.
Okay. Y'all can find me on twitch.tv/DeltaFox in about an hour or so. Hopefully an actual hour this time. I'll be hopping on Valheim with Vampy. I'm going to try and stream that tonight. I'll see y'all then.
Okay. And I think that is a wrap for the day.
Also,
Might be
sorry,
talking
Foxy,
about-
if I scared you.
Might be talking about Mars next week. Might be talking about something else. We'll figure it out. See ya.
Mars.
My chance.
Can you fuck on
Nom
Mars?
nom 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 nom.
Can you what?